See what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Now listen to BeExposedRadio.com. Check out this fire flashback.
We need to relearn what it is to be these bosses and how...
You're listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's Monday night. Right, thank you. Welcome to your favorite sports show, Just a Bit Outside. I am your host, Kescia, and as always, to my right and in the building, my dude in blue. Seems to be a favorite color of his, Mark Foster.
This is my winter vest. Yeah, it's comfy.
Hey, man, in winter vest, I mean, that's about right. That's about appropriate, right?
It's coming.
Yeah,
again.
We're talking so what were we saying is supposed to be going on with this weather?
It's supposed to be 3 to 5 inches.
On
Tuesday into Wednesday.
Tuesday into Wednesday.
Yeah.
And you really think this one's going to be the real deal?
I think so.
Yeah, for all of us who don't get to enjoy snow days, Mark is very excited and happy. You know, he was saying offline, I think it's really happening. I think it's really going to go down.
It takes everything for my work to call off. So, since it's happening overnight, I'm just put a good solid 3-4 inches on the ground before got to go to work.
Right.
So they're close the building.
Right.
Plowing.
Right.
And it's supposed to be the whole ice mix also, which is always
Oh,
worse.
so you're going for the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any type of superstitions that you like to do to bring do you do the snow dance or wear your underwear back with some shit like that?
Do some Hail Marys. And,
right. I'll be out there doing my snow dance though. If they really calling all that, because I would like to enjoy a snow day. I mean, snow days are no fun once you're an adult.
That's for sure.
You know what I mean? Especially and I'm becoming one of those adults that sit up there and look at the little ribbon at the bottom of the news screen and hate on everybody who's going in late or not at all. Schools, government agencies, churches. I hate on everybody.
And I didn't grow up here, so I didn't get snow days as a kid. That just wasn't a thing.
Right.
And then when I first moved here, I was working at the university, so at least, it's a school, so there's snow days, but we never shut down. It took an act of God, well, literally, to close us down.
Well, what about heat? Did y'all,
Nah.
Y'all just...
Because, the way that they set up the school years, we were out about May 20th.
Really?
Was the end of the school year? Yeah.
Yeah, that's super early.
Yeah. So,
did y'all go in late?
We would, for the day or for the...
No, I'm saying in the year.
In the year, it started about mid-August.
Oh,
and there's schools that now start at the end of July.
Right.
Jesus Christ, just...
Yeah. I'm going to tell you something crazy. This is related to the snow days. With my high school, and we all know that I went to Mercy High School here in Baltimore, I followed them on Facebook, right? And what was it? Last week when we had that kind of snow wintry mix that kind of screwed people up. Of course, I was still at work and everything, and I think that particular day, there's 50 people at my company, and I think 14 people called out. So, needless to say, I was the only one from my team at work that day, and I was, on the internet, on Facebook, and I came across my high school made a post, and it said that, hey, it's an official, snow day, but students must report for online learning. Right! Yo, that was my my exact reaction. I almost dropped my cup. I was like, yo, get the right. I mean, and it's somebody who grew up, you know, raised in Maryland, been in Maryland the whole entire life. Like snow days is to be expected almost every year. Yeah. And I know for a fact if this type of practice was in place back when I was in high school, I would have died. I would have died, dog. Like, yo, I mean, I just got the biggest kick about that. So of course I had to call up a couple of my girlfriends who have you know, daughters at Mercy, man, and joked them about that. But I thought that was absolutely crazy. Like, yo, no snow day for you, little one.
I mean, the internet's a wonderful thing, but for
gift
some
and
students
a curse,
nowadays,
boy.
yeah,
gift and a curse, man. Shit's crazy. So, how was your weekend?
How was my weekend?
I mean, it's been a while because last Monday, speaking of, that was the day.
Snowbix, yeah.
Right. We didn't come in and we were like, screw this.
It was ice.
The conditions was crazy. Yeah. Right. So, yeah. So, how you been doing? You doing good? Yeah.
Just taking it easy, you know?
Yeah. I think, what was it? Not this past weekend, but the weekend before, you were out in the streets, you know, getting it in, living your rock star lifestyle.
Sent you a little video, yeah.
Yeah. Let's recap that joint.
So, like, I live up in Hartford County now, and there's a Loonies up there. There's a Loonies everywhere nowadays.
Yeah.
But, so a friend, like, texted me. She's like, you want to meet me and my boyfriend at Loonies in Bel Air? I was like, sure, why not? I think I'd heard about this group, but never really paid attention.
Yeah.
And I walk in. The group is called the Amish Outlaws.
The Amish Outlaws.
Yeah, and they're like totally decked up in Amish garb. Apparently, they really are like Amish that went on, you know, how they go, how they leave the community and all that.
Yeah. Maybe it was like a reality show or something like that. That's what it was.
On the WB,
was like, when we were discussing it, I'm like, why does that name sound so familiar? But I mean, like this
Rumspricker or something like that is what they call it when they leave to experience the outside world.
But I mean, the whole thing, the Amish and the outlaw, isn't that like an oxymoron in itself? Like, I mean, I just had to laugh at the name. You know what I mean?
Because like they're like the Amish community, like it's crazy. Like they have like drugs and everything. Like they're keyed in.
I heard that the reality show was like off the chain. Like it wasn't your normal, you know, Amish.
It's not what you think of with Amish people.
You know,
So yeah, like I walk in Loonies and these guys have like the most energetic energy I've seen out of a live band ever. I think the homie was jumping around and everything. I walk in and what the hell was the name of the song?
Jump around? Is that what you sent me?
Maybe, yeah. Jump around, some Cypress Hill. They played Black Street. Like, that was like the second song. I was like, damn. I mean, these guys were killing it. And then like they hit some '80s jams and like some metal. Like, they were all over the place.
And the crowd was into it.
Oh God, yeah. It was a great show.
Yeah.
Loved it.
How long was the set?
They did an hour and then they did a couple more.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what's up. Man, I don't know. I had to check that out because like I said, I mean, it sounds like an oxymoron in itself. You expect, you know, when you hear or speak about Amish, you really think about reserved, plain, simple type of people. But you know, you got them up on stage, you know,
jumping around.
Black Street.
Yeah.
Black Street. Like in Hartford County. I mean, that's a WTF in it. You know what I mean? Like,
but now, like, I kind of want to check them out again. Like, it's a fun time.
Yeah, we might just look that up on the internet, see if they coming back around again. Check that out. Yeah. That sounds kind of fun.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of fun. All right. Well, we all know it was a big weekend in the NBA down in Charlotte for the 2019 NBA All-Star Weekend. We're going to talk we're going to spend the majority of our time, I guess, talking about that, you know, in the show today. We might have a little special guest coming through for a quick second to rap to us. But I guess we're going to get things popping. As always, I'd like to do the hometown hero. And I think, Mark, we have a special hometown hero for Fred Robinson.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, It's a sad story, you know. It's not less like uplifting like we usually try to do. But Orioles legend Frank Robinson passes away. They've been reporting that his health was poor for a while now.
Right.
What was he? 83 years old.
Yes, that's correct.
Right. Amazing story, and like, again, I'm from out of the area, so like I've heard the name, but I never really knew much until he passed.
Right.
First black manager in MLB.
Yep. He managed the San Francisco Giants, and then the Baltimore Orioles, and also did some time with the Montreal Expos, which became the Nationals.
And like even more amazing that comes out. Some people are like, "Oh, I never knew that either." He was the first player to win the AL and NL MVPs.
Yep, that's right.
And he was the first to ever win the MVP in the All-Star Game, the World Series, and the regular season.
Yep. Yeah, and I think he's also done the Triple Crown with the hitting.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, Frank Robinson is a huge, God, what do I say for lack of a better word, staple.
Yeah.
In Baltimore sports, Baltimore Orioles sports, and take it a step further, African American history. I mean, this guy was shit. Hey, we got this camera thing going on. You gotta take the sign down. This guy was really a pioneer for African Americans in sports. He played for 5 teams, and he really put his mark on baseball. All the way around the board. I mean, excellent person, excellent player, excellent manager, and he's definitely going to be missed around Baltimore and around the Orioles organization. I can say from a fact, I've been an Oriole fan since I was 4, which makes it like 1983, which is a special year for the Orioles. It's a great time to come in, as a fan.
Yeah.
They win the World Series, and it's just like.
Oh, so you're a bandwagon jumper.
Yeah, I'm 4 years old. I knew the deal. But he was always a big figure in my household. I mean, that was one of the first. No, it was like the first. Oriole player that I was ever really familiar with. Prior to 1983, it was always my fault. Oh, Frank Robinson. So now we get into it. And then, followed up with, Eddie Murray and, a lot of the other black players that have come through the Baltimore Orioles organization. So, I kind of felt that one, personally. Because, like I said, he was a big family figure for us in the Alexander household. And, he'll be missed, like I said.
Gone, but a legacy that'll never be forgotten.
Absolutely, man. And they'll be hard-pressed to find somebody better that can top what he's done. So let's keep that thing going. Do we have anything else going on? How many, 1 minute?
Minute 30.
Okay, cool. Anything else going on this weekend?
No.
I know the convention center had a car show last weekend. The annual car show. That's always a big deal down here in Baltimore. Neither one of us really went, but they always have some pretty decent things to look at. Current and future, a lot of times. They'll have a couple of models or a couple of concepts out there. That they're working on, and that's always a lot of fun. Okay, so I believe, like I said, we have a special guest. I think she has confirmed. We have Natasha from Natasha's Just Brittle coming through. She's the Brittle Queen, and it's Be More Made with Pride. She's, like I said, located here in Baltimore, over on the east side, like over in Mark's old stomping grounds, kind of. She'll be coming through to talk about her business and maybe talk a little sports with us, because I believe she's like some type of karate expert. So that's so that'll be interesting and fun too. So what we're about to do right now is we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will talk more basketball and stuff. So don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside.
This unknown to find who we really are. Crash into something new. Take a break from our broken heart. Talk with your head, tell me you lie. Think we should go for another round. your love come down. If you wanna rule, there's some rules you gotta live by. Live by. Stay true to your cool, make a move, don't wait on nobody else. And if it feels like a melody, sing a song in my radio. And if you follow me back, I'll follow you back. Let the night unfold. I can tell that you can't get enough. Show enough, you couldn't. It's all for me. I know you couldn't. It's all for me. Cause you dance till we dance in the dark. Show enough, you couldn't. It's all for me.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Wait. Mom, what? Huh? What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
They love you, then it's hurt you. Leave with a plate full with no spoon. Ain't no space, I can't escape negativity. I got used to the taste of it, bad, burned and fucked over. Remain strong through the past over. King of haters out of the way like masked over. Roll up, sip something, let it pass over. Who would I be? It ain't a man to me to let the next man take advantage of me. When that storm come, no plan I see. Get with it, not without it, then you'll see. I peep the haters, they know I'm greater. That's why they bustin' for the elevator. But I can't see the we too loud on the pedal stool. Don't cry faders. Always got your hand out the man of favors. When I just look down, now you need more paper. I can't breathe, give me 3 feet. I never let y'all be the death of me. When my patient run there, yeah, nigga OT, cause they wanna see me down like I'm NCTC first. Get the fuck away from me, see I help you out if you can help yourself. I keep it G till I DIE. Now excuse me while I get back to PC. HOP ain't used to sleep while your third eye always on me. I'm steady green just to feed the team. My boo, she know that I'm king.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the old school Brouhaha radio show.
Give her a second to answer that. Oh, can I,
Whatever happened to the times when we cared for one another? We shared the same respect. What is happening? We're trading what's important for shiny things. I can't allow this blasphemy. It's blasphemy. Why would you treat yourself like that? We didn't come this far just to fall right back. Where I'm from, don't lose yourself, stay on track. Baby, you're a god. You're a god. Baby, you're a god. Believe that. Full of the things that we've overcome. Full of unspoken battles we've won. You're so much better than that. Sometimes the truth ain't always catchy as rap. So chasing cheese or you get stuck in a trap. Go get your crown and never bring it back. No, it's blasphemy. Why would you treat yourself like that? We didn't come this far just to fall right back.
You're listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Just About Outside Radio Show on BeExposedRadio.com. Coming back from break, thanks to DJ Delight, Mike McMillan, for that music that he provides us. Looking forward to hearing some more beats. Yeah, I wonder if he's still in the lab creating. He always comes up on Facebook going live too, so I know he's getting crazy.
Yeah. He be getting it in, trying to, I guess in his off season, putting the mixes out there. I always throw them out there for the people, and he be cutting it up, man. Going to jamming. Mike, what's up with the music?
Yeah. Thanks for checking us out. You're on YouTube. You're on Facebook. Harry's back.
What's up, Harry?
Hopefully, definitely we'll hope that you watch the NBA All-Star game and can give some insights in the feed like always. Thanks to Ansel Jones for joining us. He says hello, so hey, right back to you, and hopefully you stick around and are entertained. All throughout the week, you can find us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. I think we're live on Periscope. I don't know. Every platform you can find podcasts, you'll find us. Just About Outside Radio Show, Be Exposed Radio.
There you have it. There it is. Boom. So we were, of course, it's been a big weekend for the NBA. But before we get into the All-Star weekend round, I want to go just a bit outside of the game of basketball and talk about the NBA commissioner, the current commissioner, Adam Silver, for the NBA, who's been doing a wonderful job for the NBA. And, apparently other people out here think so, that agree as well, and, came up with the bright idea. I gotta say bright idea, because so there's been reports out there that the NFL is interested in Adam Silver.
The owners.
The owners, right. So, I'll let Mark give a little more detail.
Well, yeah, it's strictly rumors. I haven't heard any confirmation.
Just reports.
People are denying it, of course. But the NFL owners have made an offer to Adam Silver to be the new commissioner of the NFL. There's always talk that they want, what's his name? God, I can't even think of his name right now.
Who?
The NFL commissioner.
Oh, Goodell, right.
Goodell, yeah.
Asshole Goodell.
There's always rumors that they want him gone. Jerry Jones, definitely one of the names that's always coming up, is not a fan of Goodell.
Of course not.
And I think it's interesting to look outside people that have been in the NFL organization and going straight over to like another major sport in America and trying to poach their commissioner.
Yeah. When we spoke about this, I said that Adam Silver is great, and everybody knows I am a long time fan of NBA commissioners in general. But to ask Adam Silver to basically come over to the dark side, they were reaching. I mean that's a huge stretch. I mean, and we all know that right now the NFL is in a bit of trouble. Mm-hmm. Okay, on a lot of different angles. Okay, one, we have the health angle. I mean, we have the whole concussion and CTE issue it's going to be a continuous dark cloud over the NFL. And then two, we have this domestic violence issue that you just cannot seem to control or even be consistent. Man, I almost cursed I'm gonna start cursing early. My mama gonna be so mad that you can't even be consistent on. And so, outside of the players getting paid a decent wage, you know what I mean? Like, there's really not a whole lot out there. You know what I mean? Like, you really haven't. I mean, we go on over there across the pond to England, and we might go down there, jump over the wall, and go to Mexico. You know what I mean? But you really haven't made that much of an impact internationally. Mm-hmm. So and then also, let's look at it from an economic standpoint. Revenue is down, which it has to be. I don't even know what the numbers are. I don't even care, because I already know it has to be down because the viewership has been down. And I could see where they were going with that. And like, as I said, I've been a long-time fan of NBA commissioners since I was a kid. I mean, when did David Stern come in? In the 90s?
Maybe even late 80s.
Yeah, late 80s. I mean, he had like, what, 20-something years?
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, you know, I mean, and in the time that he was there, you know, he was able to, you know, expand the game and the brand internationally. You know what I mean? I mean, we had a lot of those, you know, Tony Kukoc, you know, a lot of those, you know, players that were coming and doing very well in the NBA, especially shooting outside. Which added another aspect to the game. Not only that, I mean, he was the mastermind behind the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
Another one of the things that I love about the NBA is the inclusion of women. Another aspect that the NFL has a serious problem of. You know, 3, 4, I mean, I don't know how long ago the Ray Rice thing was still at this time. You're still having a problem getting a control of this situation. So, you know, it's just been a lot. You know, the NBA has always handled social justice very cleanly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, they've allowed the players to speak their mind, to make statements. They didn't try to silence them or put them into some type of box. You know, it was kind of funny, like everybody else was trying to, you know, silence players or to, you know, put these kind of restrictions on, i.e. the whole shut up and dribble thing. But you didn't get any of that from the commissioner or the owners. We're about to take a little break, but I'm going to spend some more time on this because, I mean, I think this is very, it's a big deal, even though it's not confirmed, but I mean, it's something that's worth discussing. It looks like we have a couple of comments out there also. We'll get to that as well. So you guys don't go anywhere, just a bit outside.
Damn, you are.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him.
You can't even see the top of that thing!
Even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artists, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature. And I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do. And I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular, it's getting that person money, it's getting that person applause. Ooh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, and I was thinking, like, you know,
The Artist Exchange Radio.
Long live Pop. Y'all can go ahead and cry now. I'm gonna show these niggas what to do with one of your beats, man. I am gas, by the way. Strong woman story should have been on CNN. Nobody knows what it's like being Gwen. Windows closed in the house, it ain't no CNN. Can't gain weight for years, she been being thin. Single mother, no help from the system. When they was giving out food stamps, she missed them. Birth certificate, baby daddy, she couldn't list them. him. But her son was so beautiful when she kissed him. Blame it on love, but nigga she could've died with. Destroyed the whole world and found out she was a side chick. The nigga loved his wife and it got hard to hide it. So when Gwen confronted him, he ain't even denied it. Her fault, depends on who you asking. She tried to be a stripper, but the tip out was taxing. Buying all the purses, trying to keep up with the fashion. And her mama hated babysitting with a passion. She deserved better circumstances. A black queen, she should've been blessed with certain chances. Look down upon getting all of hurting glances, making men change up all the twerking stances. She never cried about the pain, only gritted her teeth. But most soldiers never get a flower or a wreath. She like G.I. Jane in the war with no relief. Don't recognize why killers was going through her.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You're listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. You're checking us out on Facebook while you're watching us. There's that little share button. Just hit share us on your wall, tell your friends, tell a neighbor.
Share the link, share the love,
Share the love. We're talking about the NBA commissioner, Adam Silver possibly being poached by the NFL, rumors being bandied about. Harry says, after all the debacles with Goodell, they want a better image, and I cannot agree more. Like you were saying, they have all these domestic violence issues, and there's the inability to be consistent.
Yeah, I think that's a major issue. Even though Goodell has signed the extension, that's one of the biggest, like the most glaring thing, and the inconsistency across the board, not just domestic violence, but with rules and the back and forth. It's just a lot.
Absolutely. I will disagree with you on one thing, though.
What's that?
It's not that I wasn't a David Stern fan.
Okay.
I think he overstayed his time in the office. And I just checked, he was put in office in 1984. Mm-hmm. Okay. So he had 30 years. This is Adam Silver's fifth year.
Right.
I think at one point he did overstay, and like his last, 10 years were kind of iffy on me. And I wasn't sure how I'd like Adam Silver because he was deputy commissioner for 8 years under Stern. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking they were going to put in one of Stern's guys and just be kind of moseying along at the same rate that they were. But Adam Silver's been a great commissioner. I could definitely see why the NFL would want to put someone in that could do amazing things.
Yeah, and also to add to the David Stern, I guess, cons, a lot of people said that he gave the NBA the players and the association too much freedom for a long time there. It was that whole quote, players run the asylum type of things going around. I think that the sum total was a big bonus for the NBA. He really expanded the brand and did a good job with that. And as far as the NFL, as Harry William Holland, hey Harry, he said Ray Rice, Greg Hardy, Kareem Hunt, Colin Kaepernick, Ed Reed, Malcolm Jenkins. I mean, the list can go on and on, and the points would be like all over the grid. It wouldn't even it's not a consistent uphill or downhill, and the unsureness, I'm pretty sure it can get a bit irritating for the organization and as well as the players. And speaking of Colin Kaepernick and my dude Ed Reed. And do you? And this is another thing I was just thinking about. Do you think that this whole potential reaching out to Adam Silver, in the wake of this huge settlement with Colin Kaepernick and Ed Reed, is there any type of, do you think it's related, or do you think it's coincidence?
That's an amazing point you bring up, because I honestly hadn't thought about it.
Right.
But that they went to the owners and said, we're going to settle with Cap, we're going to settle with Reed, this is going to be the amount, and I'm sure some owners were very upset about that.
Yeah. And I'm like wondering, like, wow, where's that money going to come from? And again, I keep looking over there. Again, I mean, this settlement they've done a really good job of keeping everything under wraps. I've heard reports of 40 million. I've heard reports of 50 million. Yeah, regardless of what the amount is pretty huge, and I believe the agreement, Harry says yes. I believe the agreement is, now that you've been paid, we don't want to hear another word from you. And I'm interested to see, how Colin Kaepernick, because I mean, Ed Reed has always been kind of quiet. I didn't even know Ed Reed was part of this whole entire thing. You know what I mean? Like, I really hadn't kept up with it. But I'm really interested to see how Colin Kaepernick and his camp and everything moves forward, after this settlement has gone down.
Well, there has been talk that 3 teams are interested in bringing him in.
Yeah, and I think he said he doesn't want south of like 20 million or something like that.
Well, the AAF and the XFL have approached him about playing in their leagues. AAF, obviously, this is their second weekend of play, and he turned him down and said his minimum want was 20 million a year.
Right.
He hasn't been playing since 2016. I'm not sure if that's a realistic expectation of him. But the AAF, have you seen any of their games?
Yeah.
It's been decent.
I watched
football.
the first weekend it came out, yeah.
And they're on the NFL Network now.
Right.
So it seems,
oh, they are?
Yeah.
I know they were on Fox, right?
CBS.
Okay, CBS. All right, okay.
And the NFL Network's carrying some of their games too, which is interesting. But so it is exposure. But I think Kaepernick probably also is of the mindset of I'm past that.
Right.
I'm doing my philanthropy. And I've heard tons of criticism on Kaepernick for taking the deal.
Taking the money.
If anyone,
people, I mean, let's be realistic and just shut the hell up. Like, seriously, I mean, come on. If somebody's criticizing this guy for taking money, then I'd like to see somebody take up a collection for him, because I don't know what this man's supposed to be doing out here. I mean, he's still getting endorsements and whatnot, but I mean, come on. And
obviously, you don't know the American court system. In civil cases, the far majority of them are settled out of court.
Yeah.
Especially something
That's
like
a good
this
point
amount.
as well, yes.
And the NFL gets to come away clean, not acknowledging any wrongdoing, and they have an NDA, non-disclosure agreement with Cap and Eric Reed, to where they don't have to acknowledge or say how much they got.
Oh, Eric Reed.
Eric Reed, yeah.
Yeah.
Harry actually corrected it.
Right. Thank you, Harry.
So it's a win-win for both the NFL and for the players.
Right.
But again, like, there's 3 teams supposedly interested in at least working out Cap, and one of them is the Patriots.
Why am I not surprised? Like, wow, that's
right.
That's interesting. Not to say anything about the city of Boston, but the city of Boston, I mean, they're called the Patriots. You know what I mean? That's a certain type of market, and I understand it from the let's shake things up type of standpoint, and we all know that their owner, what's the dude's name? The guy that was getting drunk at the Super Bowl, the owner of the Patriots.
Robert Kraft.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that he's I guess in a way down for the culture. I mean, he was instrumental in freeing Meek Mill and whatnot, and he's I guess understanding, or open to, at the very least, But I don't know how well that would go over with their fan base, and that's being completely 100% honest, about that. You know what I mean? And
if they get another ring, I don't think they'll care.
And they will do it by any means necessary. But I'm just interested in how is the league going to move forward with this. I mean, they've already kind of put the cap, no pun intended, on the whole Neyland's thing. But like as far as people are still going to continue to speak out. There's still going to be those commercials and whatnot. Like how is that going to how is this going to affect that?
I don't know. Like it should be up to the owners. Obviously the owners are very varied in their responses. Tony Khan of the Jaguars, he said, they're people too. They can express whatever they want. Whereas Houston's owners said, no, you're standing during the anthem. Right. No kneeling. Or you're not on my team. Right.
Right. I mean, are they? I think it would behoove the NFL to at least try to take a stand, or at least set out a set of guidelines or something like that, at least to try to begin some type of consistency.
Well, remember last offseason they had passed rules against that stuff, and they got major backlash.
They did. But I mean, but they didn't have this whole settlement thing going on. So I mean, I think that changes things a whole lot. Or maybe they go in. I mean, I just set out some guidelines. Maybe they go in the opposite direction and say, hey, we might allow X, Y, and Z. But I really don't see it, because I mean, I feel like this issue was so huge. I mean, it affected viewerships, and which in turn affects revenue. So I mean, it's just, I mean, this is just tough. Any team but New England for Cap. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you on Dolly. I feel you on that.
I think the other teams were was it Carolina and Oakland? I think. Yeah.
Carolina might be nice. I'd like that. And and Oakland's not a bad organization as well. I mean, the team is sorry as hell. But
the Arizona Raiders.
Yeah. Oh, we don't even know where the hell they're going to end. Arizona.
Alabama and Arizona made an effort.
Right. So yeah, but long story short, like as we said in the beginning, Adam Silver is like, I'm really not interested in this right now, and I'm pretty sure he's like that thing is too much of a headache. And not only that, Adam Silver still has a whole lot going on. I honestly don't know how he has been able to accomplish as much as he's done in the 5 years.
It's only been 5 years.
Yeah, so I'm saying, I feel like he's been spread so unbelievably thin. You know what I mean? I mean, he must have one hell of a team behind him. I mean, because the newest big thing that has just come out over the past couple of days is the Africa League, set to launch next year?
2020, January 2020.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and this is another tip of my hat to the NBA brand and commissioners with having that forward-thinking vision of hey, this isn't just about the United States. This is international. Respect for the international players, games, countries. I mean, to have an official, basketball league in Africa, I think is huge.
And they're working with FIBA.
Yes.
The International Basketball Association.
Yes.
And President Obama.
Right. That was the other thing. Like, just when all right, it's a big deal that you're doing the league in Africa and everything, but you had to sprinkle a little former President Barack Obama on top to make everybody automatically be like, I don't know, man, want to check out this Africa League, and there is a market there, you guys. You might not even realize that some of these players are from Africa just by looking at their last name. I mean, of course, we have the Joel Embiids, the Luol Dengs, the Hamidou Diallo, the one who won the dunk contest. But I mean, there's also players like John Collins. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't realize Giannis is African also. I mean, he's from Greece, but he's of African descent. And so to be able to have that forward-thinking vision and that broader mindset, to be able to tap into that type of to tap into that market, and then further make its own brand is just fantastic, man.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. 12 teams starting play January 2020, and that means it's overlapping with the NBA season. It's going to be interesting. I wonder if they're going to approach it kind of like a G League thing, where they feed players in there.
Absolutely. You know, that I just think that's just I can't say enough about it, man. Like that was a big surprise, a pleasant surprise for me. And you know, I wish them all the luck in the world with that. And as we said, you know, like Adam Silver has just been so fantastic, and also from an economic standpoint, I mean, he is the shit. I mean, in the 5 years, it's only been 5 years, you guys, that he's been in the league. The revenue has damn near doubled from 4.8 billion to 9.1 billion. You know, so I mean, and that's billions. I ain't talking about millions, billions, dog, billions. And then when you throw this whole this Africa League in there next year, I mean, God, I mean, that's just a whole nother chunk of revenue that's going to be sprinkled on top, you know. So, you know, the more that we discussed everything, I mean, in the beginning I was like, Mark, they out they damn mind. That's a stretch. But you know, the more and more I think about it, it's like, you know, maybe they weren't too far off target with it, you know. I
would not be surprised. The NFLPA has a collective bargaining agreement that expires, I think, in 2020 or 2021, but then like they negotiate in 2020. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes with Goodell, and if he totally fumbles it, how hard of a play they make on Silver again, or just someone else to take over.
Well, you know, this is going to be a reoccurring, you know, headline from now to the last game of the NBA Finals, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, they're going to find some way to bring that back up. I mean, because it's such an interesting, you know, topic and concept. I mean, it's worth continuing the discussion. And, you know, I'm pretty sure if they asked him in the first place, you know, the push will continue. You know, it might not be as direct up front, but it'll still be there. But you guys, we're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we're going to continue that NBA talk, man. We'll stay on the hard court. Don't go anywhere.
What you missed on Salacious Life Radio.
You know, when it comes to your children, especially if you're dating someone that you actually like you do want it to work. So you're gonna hope and encourage the relationship between your child and that person because you like that person, you know, so you're gonna hope for the best. I mean, sometimes, yeah, it just doesn't work, and you can't make it work. You can't force it. It's like a branch. You keep bending it. Eventually, it'll snap, and even if you put it back together, it'll never be what it once was. But you definitely pray on it. You hope for the best, you know, because like nobody wants to spend the rest of their life alone just because a particular relationship didn't work out, but you had this beautiful creature as a result of it, you know. But you don't want to necessarily spend it, and you're not all of a sudden a bad person. You're not all of a sudden not going to fulfill this other person's needs.
You, madam, are a harlot and a scoundrel.
Because I had one kid while I was still married. Like,
I take that back.
What if the situation turns around the other way? So you ready for your child to meet? They meet the person, and this person is a giver. So this person's buying your child lots of gifts and wanting to.
I would usually. If it's a birthday or some sort of holiday or something like that, okay, and they want to get them a few things or get them something, okay, but just on like a regular basis, like unless it's like Nestle's Quick or something that you can get from like, you know what I'm saying, or like Kit Kats or something like that. Like, no, don't spend a lot of money. It's unrealistic.
I'm sorry.
It's unrealistic. Like, don't try to buy his.
Tune in live to Salacious Life Radio every Wednesday from 9 to 11, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
eternal pleader.
You're listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Spit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com, Facebook, YouTube, all the usual places. Each and every Monday, 7 to 9 p.m. Share the link, share the love. Try to share the link and the love as much as Kescia loves NBA commissioners.
Mark was saying offline, I got a love affair with the NBA and its commissioners, man. I just, you know, they've just been really, to me, awesome, starting from 1960, like from the 60s up until now. You know, just what a great, forward-thinking, all-inclusive, you know, organization, man. Like honestly, I mean, even, you know, from a LGBTQ C3PO standpoint, you know, I mean, with Jason Collins, you know what I mean, and you know how they handled that whole entire situation. I mean, I just think they're doing great, and you know, keep up the great work at Solar.
For sure.
Absolutely. Like I said, we're going to stay on the hardcore, you guys. We didn't get to talk about it last week, so we're only going to spend a little bit of time talking about the NBA trade deadline, and Mark and I are going to give, you know, just one or two trades that we really liked and that we think will shape the outcome of the remaining NBA season. So you want to start off with what you liked?
Yeah, what I really liked, I think as it came down to it, there was a lot of really good trades. There's a couple baby blockbusters or things that made you say, wow. But I think the one that I like the most that I can see definitely shaping up the playoffs, Marc Gasol to the Raptors.
Come on,
I almost said Paul Gasol.
Right. No disrespect, no disrespect, pal. But I am absolutely there with you. I mean, a lot of people, really got excited about the whole Tobias to Philly. I will get to that in a second. But the Toronto Raptors had a huge piece missing from that team, and it was the big man. The inside big man. I always love a team that can look at their issues, address them, and and execute. And that is exactly what the Toronto Raptors did.
Yeah, and he's the inside big man. He definitely put the shots in. He's not just that big body a lot of teams like. He's a player, for sure, and I think he gives them a whole new facet. That's are they in second place now again, or did they take back first?
I think they're in second.
Yeah.
I believe.
I see this being a great thing for them.
Yeah, coming off the bench for you got Serge. You're dealing with Serge, who is a defensive machine, and then you got Marc Gasol backing up Serge. I mean, a great move. And then I think the one advantage that Marc Gasol has over Serge Ibaka might be his passing game. I think he's a pretty decent passer.
I think he has more endurance too. I think he's in it for as long as the game if he can. Whereas Serge, I don't think he's gonna have the minutes. He might start, but I think Marc Gasol might end up edging him out towards the end.
And I think, absolutely, because I also think that this trade, this is the first time Marc Gasol is really in a position to be able to go all the way, and of course, everybody's thinking win it all. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that can give a player new life. And like you said, you think, towards the end of this thing, Marc Gasol might, there might be a changing of the guard per se.
If he's not starting, he's getting more minutes.
Absolutely. Another big trade that I was, really excited about was one, I said Tobias Harris, that adds some more offense to Philly's, already stacked team. And with the addition of Tobias, you can say that they potentially have a starting five of all-stars or damn near all-stars. I mean, Tobias didn't make I don't believe he made the all-star team this year as a reserve. I don't believe so. But I mean, he is that good. I mean, he was definitely in the discussions, and rightfully so. And a lot of people are saying that Philly, with this new addition, they could now rival the almighty Golden State Warriors. you know, I'm going to tell you another trade that I kind of, you know, tipped my hat to a little bit, and that was Kristaps to Dallas. I really, and I think that wasn't even from a basketball standpoint. Like it was more so of, you know, good for Kristaps for leaving the New York Knicks organization, because I don't care, they're not going to be good for another 20 years. But you get to go down there, you get to deal with Dirk when he's on his way out. You know what I'm saying? There's already, I believe they already work out in the off season. But I mean, you know, you get to learn from one of the greats, and you know, Dirk had a presence at that All-Star game. We're gonna get to that in a little bit as well. And I was just really, I liked that trade. I like what Dallas is trying to do. You know what I mean? I mean, it basically looks like they're basically trying to build another team around another Dirk Nowitzki, and I think that's a good move. I don't see anything wrong with that at all.
Harry says he thinks it's between Philly and Boston, which there could be a case made for both of those teams.
There could be a case made. The thing that scares me about Boston is health. Somebody is always injured on that mug. You know, like, I don't mean no harm. Like, you know, it's just a switch around of who's going to be able to play, who's not going to be able to play. I mean, endurance might be an issue with Boston. I still think that it's going to be a Philly-Milwaukee Eastern Conference Finals. You know, Milwaukee, man, and I don't give a damn what you say. Giannis tried to tell y'all last night what the hell was up. You know, I mean, he started off, I don't know, scoring the first 14 out of 18 points for the day for his team. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was dunking, shooting. I mean, he was just putting on the whole nine. And the team, and what made it so interesting to me was you had people like Russell Westbrook coming off the bench, and you had these, like, you know, these, like, the damn triple-double machine. You know what I'm saying? Watching this player in awe and like visibly excited and pumped about this guy. I mean, he is to me, like, officially the future of the NBA, man. And the fact that he is an international player, to me, you know, that is kind of a bigger brand than, I mean, LeBron James. I'm not saying that he's a better player than LeBron James right now. I'm not saying that his brand is bigger or better than LeBron James right now, but it has potential to do that. I think so.
I agree completely.
Yeah. 30 seconds. Okay. You want to get that comment from Harry really quickly?
Harry, I'm glad that Wizards finally get rid of Porter and are starting the rebuild. Yeah, they've needed a rebuid for a while.
Okay, yeah, and we'll get to that. We'll get to that as soon as we come back. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll talk more NBA on just a bit outside.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
It's one of those friends.
Join the club that gives you stuff. Hey, thanks! Radio Loyalty. Here's how it works. Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then, you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right? Radio Loyalty. Click that banner to join now.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run. The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and as Weeders, of course, one with a home run dribble.
Right, hit the home run.
Right. They were going into that National series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game. That's my first not for tonight.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a -65. which is just horrible. So when you have well, let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the
how much you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number.
You're listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, Just About Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com, Facebook, YouTube, anywhere you can find us. Check us out live each and every Monday, 5 to 7. Podcast us throughout the week. We've been talking about some NBA, and there's a little bit of basketball news. Kind of sad to report, but it's not terrible yet.
Right.
Legendary Arizona coach Lute Olson, he suffered a stroke over the weekend. He's in good condition, though, so prayers for Lute to heal up.
Absolutely.
We're talking NBA trades. We got the good out of the way, so
let's do the bad.
Let's do the bad.
And let's revisit, repeat Harry's comment question.
I'm glad the Wizards finally got rid of Porter and are starting to rebuild.
Okay, so yeah, with that trade, they sent Otto Porter out there, and who did they get back?
I don't know.
I think it was like a couple of draft picks.
Something like that, yeah.
But, you know, I don't know, you know, Harry, you say that the Wizards are starting to rebuild. I mean, the Wizards organization is still one of those head scratches to me, though. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I believe we might have gotten a couple of draft pick trades. What are you going to do with those picks? You know what I'm saying? I think we really don't know which direction the Wizards are going in until those selections are made. We still, to me, I still feel like we need, you know, a big man as well. What are you going to do about this whole John Wall, Bradley Beal situation? And then also, I mean, almost, and it's so crazy, like John Wall's injury was such a freak of nature, and sometimes I found myself questioning, was it really a freak of nature? You know what I mean? You know, like, you almost have to deal Wall at this point, I would think.
You think so?
I would think so. You know, I mean, he's been, you know, in and out of injury also. I mean, those two, him and Brittle.
And they haven't been a tandem they used to be for a couple seasons.
Yeah, that backcourt has not been looking like it was when they first got together. And there's also those reports of them not being able to get along anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know, once we find out what the Wizards do with what they have, with the opportunities that's been presented in front of them, then I can say with confidence, you know, which way. I mean, what I can say now is that I'm not very confident with the Wizards because, you know, for the past, almost, you know, 8 to 10 years, I just have not been impressed with what they've been doing. You know, they've had gems. You know, the last one, JaVale McGee. Everybody thought JaVale McGee was a joke. And JaVale McGee has a ring now. I mean, he's continuing to do well. I mean, he's you know, trying to do his little thing down in LA now. And you know, I've questioned a lot of their moves. You know, the Dwight Howard move, I wasn't a big fan of that. I wasn't a big fan of Austin Rivers coming to the team. We know that didn't work out because he's now playing on the Houston Rockets. I mean, it's just, you know, it's all of that, all over the placeness. You know, I would like, you know what I would like to see? Some trading and some movement on the front damn office. That's what I would like to see move around.
And this year's implosion was just not even, no one could guess it.
Right.
They looked like they were going to compete at least again.
Yeah, at least compete, man. Like, yo, I mean, they're just really, really disappointing to me. Really disappointing all around.
Harry says Bill and Bobby Portis will be the building blocks of the future. Yeah.
I could go with that.
How many years do you think Bill has left, though?
Yeah, and I don't know. And like I said, he's another one that's in and out of the injury, you know, thing. And in a league where, as you know, like 25, you're peaking or damn near peaking. You know, I don't know. I mean, I guess they could definitely use the veteran leadership.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I'm big about those intangibles. Carrie, hey Carrie, what's up, baby? She said you aren't the only one with questions. Let them rip. Let them rip. Yeah. So we'll be on the lookout. The second half of the season with the NBA. So I guess we can start to let's go completely outside the realm of basketball for a quick second. Let's do one of your favorite segments, the Real Long Wrestling.
I don't get to give my trade that didn't.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Hold on, you guys. Wait a minute, you guys. Let's give Marcus 2 cents.
Actually, the trade is the trade that didn't happen. I'm not talking about Anthony Davis.
Oh. What?
Because that trade should have happened. We all know it.
It did. I want to speak on that.
The Knicks' inability to move Enes Kanter.
Oh my God! And honestly, why didn't you want you could have given him away for next to nothing. No, seriously though. We haven't had enough time or opportunity because honestly. I could dedicate half a show to Enes Kanter in his whole situation.
Well, and the Knicks front office just being futile like always.
Right. For those of you who don't know, he's from Turkey, right? Mm-hmm. And he's got this whole thing back and forth with the government. He's behind the safety curtain of the United States and the NBA, sounding off every other day. He's a very fiery and feisty player and with the mouth. And it's just why didn't you do what you had to do to get rid of his behind? You know what I'm saying? And that's just another organization. That's why I say good for Kristaps, because get the hell out of there. The Knicks have no idea what they're doing. Mm-hmm. None whatsoever. And that is sad because that is an organization, that's a franchise that used to be one of the greats. Knicks are a dumpster fire. Agreed. So, I don't know.
Now Kanter, he reaped the benefits. The Knicks were unable to get rid of him. They really should have been able to.
Yeah.
They buy out his contract, and now he's signed with Portland. The dude's rolling in the dough.
Right. Well, keep on sounding off.
The Knicks are just looking dumb like always.
And I believe they did get DeAndre Jordan, but he's at the end of his career, let's be honest. Okay? There's going to be very little dividends paid from that transaction.
Yeah.
Carrie, again, nobody ever knows what will go down at a Knicks game. Hey, I guess for the showmanship, they might want to keep him for that aspect. Keep the tickets, somewhat selling. I agree with you on that, Carrie. I agree with you on that one. So yeah, that's our little comments on and our little analysis on the trade deadline. And then that's that. So you want to jump on into the ring with the Real Long Wrestling?
Let's do it. Last night, WWE held a little event called Elimination Chamber. Okay. 2 chamber matches, like usual, is the order of the day. They started off the show with the women's chamber match, which was 6 tag teams, crowning the initial WWE Women's Tag Team Champions.
Nice.
They call it the inaugural women's champion, but they kind of forget their own history of back in the 80s. They had tag team champions, which I get. They're WWE now, totally different company.
Right. Yeah, but they had
they figured that the fans watching now weren't watching back then.
Right.
But Bayley and Sasha Banks, they survived the chamber.
Cool.
They walk out the new tag team champs, which the 4 horsewomen of the WWE, Bayley, Sasha, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair, they've all been running the show there like mad.
Mm-hmm.
They've all held championships, and they're looking great. They're really the impetus behind the women's revolution that WWE's going on. I wouldn't be surprised if at one point they really can't yank the women from the show because they're such a big part of the shows, SmackDown and Raw.
Mm-hmm.
But they deserve their own show at one point. Where it's,
I was going to say, do a spin-off or something like that.
Yeah, and maybe Fox will insist on doing it or something. I don't know.
Well, I think a lot of that, has to do with ratings. And honestly, that particular brand, if you continue to build on that, in other words, bring, more wrestlers, female wrestlers, and also get diverse with that also. Bring a couple other nationalities, along with that. That could definitely be a possibility in the near future.
It's interesting you say diverse, because actually there's a point I'm going to make a little bit later on that.
Okay.
But in this show last night, Becky Lynch, I mentioned her. If you're a fan in the 90s, of course Stone Cold Steve Austin is like your favorite wrestler.
Right.
You loved everything he was doing.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch really is today's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Really?
She's such a badass. Her nickname is The Man. Because she started fighting with Charlotte Flair. Ric Flair, of course. If you want to be the man, you got to beat the man.
Right.
So she is the man. And she got suspended, and she marched right into the arena, and last week she slapped Stephanie McMahon. She went right up in Triple H's face. Her knee is busted up, and last night she came down to the ring again, faced off with Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair, beating the hell out of it with her crutches.
Are you serious?
Because she got pulled from the WrestleMania match with Ronda Rousey.
Right, okay.
And she's like, I want that match. And rumors are that match is going to close WrestleMania, a women's match. It's going to be huge.
That's unheard of.
And Becky Lynch, if you want to get back in wrestling, I used to watch the 90s, Becky Lynch.
Woo, okay. Carrie made a fantastic point. More men watch when the women have a championship.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point.
And WWE's women's viewership is up. It's over 40% now.
Really?
Yeah, it's huge.
Those are huge numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, and I have no doubt in my mind within the next 2-3 years there'll be something going down for
For sure. They did the all women's pay-per-view last year.
Yeah. And that moved pretty well. I think I remember you talking about that. Yeah.
They closed the show with the WWE title in the Elimination Chamber. Daniel Bryan defending. Kofi Kingston, who hasn't been a singles competitor in a while, he was kind of slotted into the match last week when I forget his name right now. Mustafa Ali went down with an injury. Kofi, he's always their go-to guy, in the Royal Rumble, doing the crazy spots where he's jumping and everything. He's very aerial. And the dude, last week in a gauntlet match, he lasted over an hour in the ring, beat 4 guys, ended up losing the match. But he put on an incredible showing, and last night was an amazing showing again.
Fantastic.
He went the distance, started the match, ended up last one, but Daniel Bryan got the win. Daniel Bryan with his heavyweight championship.
Okay.
Did you hear what I said?
You said heavyweight?
Heavyweight.
Heavyweight.
Yeah. Daniel Bryan's whole thing is he's this hippie vegan dude.
Oh God.
So he replaced the WWE championship with his eco-friendly, sustainable. The strap is made out of hemp. The diamonds, where the diamonds used to be, it's all turquoise, natural stuff.
Yeah.
Natural wood plating. Yeah.
Wow.
There's some crazy stuff going on now.
Invaded the arena. the ring. You know what I'm saying? Wow.
But we were talking about inclusivity earlier. Moving on from WWE is the company that announced their intentions to start All Elite Wrestling, AEW. That's the one backed by Tony Khan.
Right.
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yes.
Last week they held a rally for their show coming up in Vegas, May 25th, Double or Nothing.
It's my birthday.
There you go. Cool. See, go to Vegas.
Yeah. Shit.
And so they had this rally to announce when tickets went on sale and everything, and they had some more new signings come to light, come down to the podium and make speeches, promos, whatever. The very first one is a gentleman, Sonny Kiss is his name.
Okay.
Openly gay wrestler.
Okay.
I think the world of wrestling has actually been ahead of the curve for sports go. Pat Patterson's a huge name in behind the scenes WWE, and not necessarily that it was hidden.
Right.
Wasn't talked about a whole lot, but
openly gay, but wasn't.
Yeah, openly gay. Yeah. But now, Sonny Kiss, he's on screen and not hiding behind his sexuality.
Fantastic.
They also signed Nyla Rose, who is they're calling it the first signing by a major promotion, which they haven't even had a single show yet. They're already being called a major promotion. Nyla Rose is the first trans woman signed to a wrestling contract.
Yes, I did hear about that.
Yeah.
That's making moves. Everybody's making moves but the fucking NFL. Shame on you. Shame on you. You guys, we're about to go to another quick commercial break. When we come back, I promise you, this is the moment that you all been waiting for. We are finally going to be able to get into the NBA All-Star Weekend. And I have a couple of, great discussion questions for you guys. So don't go anywhere. Stick around just a bit outside.
This is a Poverty ENT exclusive. Next stop, Texaco, strapped up, you already know. Fuck niggas hate, that's how it goes. Bros with me, yeah, it's time to go.
Since a little nigga, two-time felon and I'm still with it. Know your man telling and you roll with him. Find out that you jealous, you a whole nigga. Chose by another nigga, bitch, damn. This chopper got 50 round clip. So this Molly in the syrup got me geeking, shorty. Ain't know I pop them Xannies, had them sleeping on me.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange radio show.
Any trouble, because I get into any trouble, but I had a problem that this then became a discussion at that workplace environment. Now, the discussion was I should have been more sensitive. In what way was my first response? And I guess when I had to meet with that said person who had the issue with the person who was said leader of that organization. Okay. I said, well, to that person, how would I have known that? Well, you should have asked.
I think so. You want my opinion?
It was a circle, and I was willing to go on that merry-go-round.
You are better than most.
Yeah.
I think that's normal when you're in a group and there's norming. Most of the time when you're in new work environments or you're in a space where you're getting to know people, it's normal now to ask for people's preferred pronouns. You wouldn't have known that.
Normal to who? What is normal?
Well, you work in social. You work in social innovation and
my pronouns. So it's not normal to me.
You don't, but I think, because I feel like the person was probably offended because they felt like you were not honoring whoever they are, right? But you wouldn't have known that.
To this moment, I don't know what their pronouns are. So in that
they didn't offer
circle, we still don't know. So I'll go as far as saying I perceived it to be a she.
Perceive them to be a she.
Them.
Yeah.
Her, him, they, them.
It seems like they, them would be the easiest one on this one.
Join us every Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. for the Artist Exchange radio show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Like keys, only have this bitch jumping.
Okay. If I sit around, hold up. Look. If I sit around, hold up. Yeah.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Submit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. Joining us each and every Monday, share the link, share the love. Back to the hard court.
Yeah, back to the hard court. The moment y'all have all been waiting for. We've been putting it off so bad, and I apologize. So we got into so much shit tonight. But we finally getting a chance to talk about the NBA All-Star Weekend that went down in Charlotte, North Carolina. Mark, I know you had some time to catch up on all the festivities, and you soaked in a lot of highlights and whatnot. What did you think about the overall weekend?
You know, I actually mentioned it offline. That for as much as people kind of crap on the three-point competition and the dunk contest, that they aren't what they used to be, they were amazing.
Yeah. You know, I honestly have to shout out. I got to shout out, you know, Charlotte, and also, you know, as much as I hate to, Michael Jordan, for putting together a pretty decent weekend. To me, it was the perfect mashup of past, present, and future. Mm-hmm. You know, there was a lot of history there in North Carolina, and you know they played upon that. You know, Del Curry showing up at the, you know, and bringing out Mark Price. And they're like, when I saw Mark Price, I was just like, yeah, I don't know what they did to get him out. I'll pull him out the woodworks, but I mean that was pretty impressive. And Glenn Rice, and you know, and also a good mashup of cultures. You know, I watched the entire weekend, and this was the first time in a long time that I watched Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I gotta say that I enjoyed it. Harry said the dunk contest needed work, three-point contest was great. And also in honor of the All-Star Weekend, we did put a people's poll question out there. We will be getting to that very shortly. But the first question I kind of wanted to throw out there to our outsiders was about the All-Star Weekend in general. What night do you see? At first, I said what night. I wanted to say what night do you more look forward to, Saturday or Sunday? But I'm not going to shit on Friday night. You know, I'm gonna throw the whole entire. Hey, what's going on, Scott? How you doing? I'm gonna throw it out. I'm gonna throw them all in there together. What night do you mostly look forward to during the All-Star Weekend? Friday night, where you have, like, it's basically mostly about the future and the fun. You have the you know, the USA versus the world, with all the young guns out there showing off their abilities, and then you have the celebrity All-Star game, you know, as well, and or you know, it's Saturday. You have the, you know, skills competition, and then of course you got the big game. You got the big game on Sunday. So, Mark, which game do you look forward to the most?
I think it's definitely about the main event. It's about the All-Star game. That's the reason for the season. And it is always such a fun thing because it's an amazing mixture, inbreeding of entertainment and basketball. Like, basketball entrances are sportsmanship on its own. Mm-hmm. It's close to WWE as far as the entrances coming down, and then they just take it up a whole other notch with the All-Star game. Mm-hmm. I didn't catch the halftime show though, but I heard it was okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They had J. Cole.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So we have a couple of comments. Like Harry said, the dunk contest needs work. Three-point contest was great. We have another comment from our auntie that says Saturday for me. And you know what? I honestly have to say it's always been Saturday for me. You know, I love the idea of the All-Star, you know, game itself, and getting all of our favorite players on one court. Not only watching them play, but you know, watching them enjoy the camaraderie between each other, I think is just really amazing. Yeah. But you know, clearly Sunday is the day that needs work, because clearly they've been trying to modify, tweak Sunday's game. You know what I mean? Because honestly, if you know they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. you know, honestly, I mean, obviously there's got to be something going on with the ratings on Sunday itself, because, I mean, why did you move to this new format of, you know, the 2 best and most talked about players picking the team and the draft, you know.
That's because there's like almost 200 points a game, aside per game.
Yeah, I mean, and also, you know, with the lack of defense, you know, being played, which kind of, I guess, plays into a lot of people's you know, emotions as well. I mean, you know, if you're a big fan of offense, I mean, we all love to see the dunks and the oops and everything, but, you know, give me some defense, man. You know, there's always, I mean, you could, 1 out of every 3 plays, you can see somebody just standing there watching them.
Well, it's an exhibition game. They're not going to go out getting injured just for the All-Star game.
True that, but I mean, damn, man, I mean, you ain't going to get injured doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead and take 5-6 steps. It's not traveling anymore.
Right. So, I mean, until I hear otherwise, I think that, you know, the general consensus with the squad and the outsiders is that Saturday's the day.
And I'm not saying I don't like those. Like, I grew up, like, just loving the slam dunk contest, because those are the days of Spud Webb.
Right.
I mean, how could you not love the dunk contest?
Right.
But
I wish they brought Spud Webb out there for the, you know.
Who didn't they bring out? They had Shaq. They had
Quavo.
Yeah, Dwayne Wade was out there. They had everyone on the court.
Yeah. 30 seconds. Oh, okay. All right. You guys, we're gonna get ready to go to a quick commercial break. But when we come back, we're gonna break down Friday night's events as well as Saturday night's events. So get ready to sound off. Don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment. Oh, there's another one. So many comments on my comment.
Oh, I can't wait to watch TV tonight. Playoffs!
Hey, guys, check out my new video game. Wait, Mom, what? Huh? What'd you say? Wait a second, what?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Proceed with caution, tired of late, I'm exhausted. Papa Zelly's ass sipping out the faucet. I'm confused, don't know what I'm doing. Wait, what I'm doing? Got me going where the I'm going. Out of space, where I'm going. Wait, where I'm going? Wait, where I'm going? Out of space, where I'm going. Out of space.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him.
You can't even see the top of that thing.
Even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back, Just a Bit Outside Radio Show, Be Exposed Radio. Yeah, we're back.
Cool.
Everybody. Backstreet's back. You can check us out on Facebook, YouTube. Share the link, share the love, tell your friends. So we got, we're on the All-Star game, or no, you want to do USA versus the World?
Okay, yeah. We're going to start off with Friday night. I guess we'll just kind of jump through the weekend. Starting off with Friday night, which is basically the Rising Stars Challenge, USA versus the world. And this is, what I like about this this particular event is that you get a taste of, the young gunners. Mark and I, we love looking towards the future, and we spend a great deal of time talking about the young gunners and how they're they're shaping the NBA right now and where they're going to be going moving forward. So this gives you a really good look at the NBA's finest as far as rookies and younger gentlemen are concerned. The big man of the night, Kyle Kuzma. Lakers. I'm a huge Laker fan, so I really did enjoy watching him play. I believe he was the MVP of the night, and he had a game-high 35 points. Backing up Kyle Kuzma, they also had Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young, Jason Tatum, which ultimately was the key players in Team USA winning the game 161 to 144.
And I think Fox needs some shout-outs too, because he got 16 assists.
Yeah. Yes, he did. And there was a couple of players on the international team that did well also. Who was it that was on the USA on the world team that I didn't realize? Was it Ben Simmons? Somebody from Australia.
From Philly?
Yeah. I think it was Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is from Australia. I didn't realize he was an international player. But yeah, so I mean, I enjoy watching the young guys play. I'm a big Donovan Mitchell fan, also, and they were. Team USA did the damn thing. They said, I mean, this is still our game. So.
I think it's the first time in a couple of years they beat the world too.
Yeah. I think Jokic might have been out there, or gosh, there was a couple of international players. But they also had the celebrity competition going on. Quavo was back. He was last year's MVP. They also had Jesus Shuttlesworth out there, Ray Allen. They had Dr. Oz out there. They had a midget out there, where which is always well, I'm sorry, not a midget. What do you say? Little people. Little person. Luca. Yes, he was out there doing the damn thing. Thanks, Harry. But that's always fun to watch, I suppose. Yeah, they that was a pretty good game. Quavo and Ray Allen, they did the damn thing, man. I mean, and honestly, Quavo can ball. He can ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He ain't just one of the mouths of Migos. He got the handles as well, man. I enjoyed that. Enjoyed watching that.
Wasn't he on some? Maybe it was last year's All-Star.
Yeah, he was celebrity MVP last year.
That's right.
Yeah, so of course they brought him back. There was a lot of people out in attendance. Of course, J. Cole was out there watching. You know, the festivities all weekend. You know, he's a big staple in North Carolina, having spent a lot of time there, and being from there. You know, also, I mean, he migrated up to New York, but you know, he was originally from North Carolina. So that was cool. But let's move on to what's that?
So your auntie.
Oh yeah, sure.
She asks, when's the All-Star break over? Thursday is when the NBA starts playing again.
Yeah, and I'm like biting my nails, eating my hand, you know, waiting on something to watch, you know.
There's some NHL going on.
Yeah, there is some NHL going on. We won't spend some time on the NHL. I feel like we should need to spend more time on the NHL, you know, as we are going into our third season. Man, it's so crazy. Yes.
We got the defending champions down the road.
Yeah. You know, a lot to talk about with the Capitals because, you know, for the beginning part of the season, I was looking at them with the side eye, to be completely honest, because they weren't really, you know, playing as well as, you know, former champs.
They were playing like a Washington team.
Yeah, you know. Shots fired, that's what we do. So yeah, let's go on to Saturday's festivities. Of course, you know, the first one was the skills competition, and that was won by
Jason Tatum.
And you know, I was also kind of rooting for Trae Young in that also. But Jason Tatum, I think this is, you know, the skills competition is kind of like the ugly stepchild of the night. You know what I mean? The least popular, you know, competition out of the three. But it's still fun to watch. What I enjoyed about that, what I thought was kind of different, was the random selection. How what they did was they had numbers 1 through 8 like up on the board, like a deal or no deal, and they had two players or celebrities. They had two people out there picking up numbers, and that dictated the matchups. So it was like the matchups were like completely random, and they had like, you know, they had a couple of big guys out there. They had like, you know, it was like across the board with that position, but I mean they had the skill sets. So, you know, it was a lot of fun, and ultimately Jason Tatum walked away with the crown. That was great. Moving forward on to the three-point competition, and I really enjoyed the three-point competition. What was the gentleman's name? John Collins?
Who won it?
Yeah, John Harris.
Joe Harris.
Joe Harris, okay, yeah, Joe Harris.
Brooklyn Nets.
Brooklyn Nets, yes. And, you know, because of this competition, I now know who he is. I mean, I've watched the Brooklyn Nets a little bit. They're kind of like my underdog sleeper team when it comes to the money. You know, they always come through on the underdog, but I really wasn't familiar with this player.
Yeah.
What did you think about the three-point competition?
Exciting. I think it was probably, well, I don't know, because I dig the dunk competition this year, but you know, you had Steph in the three-point, so I think a lot of people just automatically assumed he was going to win it. I know some people don't like the money ball. Like, I love it. Great.
And the fact that they let them elect to put where they want to put it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And and then also, let me take it a step further. When you elect to put it last, okay, and you are down to the final 10 seconds, and if you're in a position where you're 1 or 2 balls out, you know what I'm saying, you got people screaming about this damn money ball, like, yo, you know, I think that, you know, at one point when it came down to, you know, Steph had to hit, you know,
all 5.
You're right, and we were just sitting there watching him bang them joints, and it was just, you know, it was exciting.
I think it was the 4th one that he missed too, so you're like 1 in, 2 in, 3 in, oh.
Yep, right. And you know, and honestly, before the competition even went down, Charlotte did it right. You know what I'm saying? They brought out Del Curry. They had both of his sons out there. Like, they played up, yes, before this even started. They had Del Curry out there, Steph and Seth. You know what I'm saying? Like, doing a little interview, and, you know, they played up on the whole brother thing. Oh, which one do you want to win? Oh, I'm rooting for Steph because Steph already won. You know, Father was 100 about that joint. Then he challenged the boys. Yeah, yes, yo. And what happened was, he was like, yeah, you know, I still think I got it, but I need some help. And here comes, like, you know, Lynn Rice, Mark Price, Ray Allen, and, you know, they all took a rat, and Dell did too, and they shot the three-point contest. You know what I mean? And of course, you know, every bucket made, they gave money to charity and everything like that. But I mean, they really laid the groundwork for an exciting three-point competition. And then you had, of course, you had Dirk Nowitzki out there, you know, and I love how they really played up the retirement of Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
And Dirk Nowitzki. And, you know, he was out there in the three-point competition. And it was exciting. I mean, that Harris guy, went out there and was stroking. In his first round, he had 25 points. I said that, and, you know, I was with Ren and I were watching, and I turned around and I said, that's going to be hard to beat. You know what I mean? And lo and behold, Steph Curry did like one or two more better than that in the first round, but then ultimately he ended up winning. And you know that's good. You know, it's good to see a different face.
Well, Steph, like in the first round, he hit 10 in a row to end it, and then he hit the first 9 in the second. Like that's 19 in a row. 19. And you know what's so funny? They showed it was in the 90s where somebody hit 19 in a row.
I can't remember what the gentleman's name was, but I believe he played for the Houston Rockets, and that was amazing. I mean, that was before they really had the Moneyball rack.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I mean, just a really exciting competition. And shout out to Joe Harris of the Brooklyn. God, I'm about to call them Brooklyn. Yeah, Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn Nets. So, all right. So, which moves on to the main event, the main competition that everybody likes to talk about, which was the dunk competition. And you know, I gotta say it. All right. Starting with 2017 with the whole Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon competition, that first one that was just like so amazing. You know what I mean? Last year was good too. You know, but to me that one was like a catapult of for the dunk competition in itself. And I feel like because of these few years, you know, past 2-3 years of really greatness. You know, the pressure was on for this year's dunk competition. I don't know about, I can't speak for Mark, but I'm going to tell y'all right now, I had no idea who these guys, maybe, with the exception of maybe one, I had no idea who the contestants were. Mark.
They're all NBA players.
They're all under 25.
Yeah.
right, which I liked, of course. 27 first round for Steph, Craig Hodges of the Bulls. Cool. But yeah, it was, you know, a group of unusual suspects. You know what I mean? And you know, there's some people out there that I thought might have been in it, but I guess they just been like, man, I ain't with that. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna blame that on LeBron too. Ever since he was like, you know,
they got their money. They're gonna get with injury.
You know, God damn it, them kids, you know what I mean? But I thought it was a pretty decent dunk competition. And another question that I wanted to throw out there to the outsiders is in regards to the dunk contest. What are you more about? Is it about the showmanship or the technicality of it all? You know, and I think the one thing that the dunk competition lacked this year was the showmanship. You know, I mean, I felt like it.
Homie jumped over a plane.
Yeah, I mean, we had the plane.
Dude jumped over Shaq.
And then we had the S on the chest. But you know what I mean? Like, to me, bringing a human being out there to help you toss the ball up or for you to jump over, I mean, that's kind of taboo right now. You know, I want to see the Victor Oladipos. I want to see you coming out singing New York, New York. You know what I mean? I want to see like yo had the Tuskegee airmen out there with the airplane. Like, I want to see some more creativity. You know.
Diallo not only did he jump over Shaq, not only did he have the S, but the way he hung on the rim, like his arm all the way inside, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
That was where I was like, oh, he won.
Right. And agreed. That dunk won the entire competition.
Yeah.
Won the entire competition.
I do think the judges are a little too free with the 10s, but you know.
Yeah, that panel of judges, man, they must have been smoking some of that good North Carolina. They was a little. I thought they was a little inconsistent also. A little inconsistent with this. You know, Harry said showmanship, but you should only get 3 tries on each dunk. Agreed.
Yeah.
You know, and to me, like once you are like going past 3 tries, it gets harder and harder to watch. You make that attempt because you're tired, dog, and like the odds of you making it gets smaller and smaller.
And the commentators even said, you know, it seemed like the showmanship was more in like in the early rounds.
Yeah.
And then they were playing it safe on their later dunks just to like kind of secure their win.
Yeah, well, I mean, when it came to the later rounds, I mean, you know, dude didn't make the dunk.
Yeah.
So it became more so about, okay, I'm gonna make a safe dunk just because I only need 43 points. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't even really need. It wasn't really much of a competition. So, you know, so for a lot of people, and I'm in agreement with, I thought the 3-point competition was more of a competition, was more exciting, the most exciting event of the night. Now, let's move on. We got a few minutes left. Let's talk about Sunday night. You know, Team Giannis, Team LeBron. We did have a poll question out there for the outsiders. Mark?
I was just asking who you thought was going to win, Team LeBron or Team Giannis?
And I'm pretty sure I had to look at the results to see that they said Team LeBron.
I thought it was, last I looked, it was Giannis, yeah.
Are you serious? Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you guys. Well, if they did say Team Giannis, then the people were wrong. But, yeah, Team Giannis, they started off really good. They started off very well.
They had, what, 20-point lead at half?
Yes.
Like that? Yeah.
Yes. And I was saying to myself, like, oh, I think Team Giannis might be able to come out with that one. But, you know, lo and behold.
It was a low-scoring All-Star game, too. 178 to 164. So, 1 minute.
Yo, okay, so one thing I want to say really quickly, yo, Steph Curry's bounce pass to an oop to Giannis. That joke was crazy. People said that there was a Dwayne Wade to LeBron oop that was equally insane, but I missed that one.
Yeah.
I must have fell asleep at that point because I was like, you know, hanging on by a thread at that towards the second half. But yeah, you know, typical All-Star game. You know, shout out to Dirk and Dwayne and playing their last one and putting in a hell of an effort. Dirk Nowitzki, I mean, I think he started off with like 3 or 4 3-pointers straight, which was really fun to watch. But yeah. So Team LeBron was victorious?
Yep.
Yeah, Team LeBron was victorious. What was this score?
178, 164.
Oh yeah, 178, 164. So, you know, there you have it. You guys, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we do have Natasha in the building. She's going to close the show out for us. So don't go anywhere. Just a bit outside.
Exposed Radio.
Well, if you made them, take care of them.
Yeah, that's
period.
The real. Right. That's the real deal.
It's period.
Right. And all that old money shouldn't go toward this. Money should go to if the child is with one of the parents 24/7, 7 days a week. You don't even come get your child every day. You come get your child once a month maybe, or once every 3 months.
Right.
You cannot dictate where that money goes, especially if the child ain't calling you about nothing. Now, if the child calling you every week, then you can question about where the child support is going. But if every time you pick up the child, they look nice, they ain't complaining about nothing, why are you worrying about where the money go at?
It is what it is. Radio show.
This unknown to find who we really are. Crash into something new. Take a break from a broken heart. Talk with the hip, coming in light. I think we should go for another round. Baby, try not to say too much. Let your love come down. If you wanna rule, there's some rules you gotta live by. Live by. Stay true to your cool, make a move. Don't wait on nobody else. And if it feels like a melody, sing a song in my radio. And if it
driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop?
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Submit Outside Radio Show, BeExposedRadio.com. Thank you for joining us each and every Monday, as long as there's not snow and ice. Live 7 to 9 p.m. Share the link. Check us out on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, any podcasting station. And, you know, we're going to get to Natasha in a second, but I do got to say, you know, this last segment, lots of great stuff to look forward to. Spring training.
Yes.
First game is Saturday.
Yes.
Got the College World Series starting.
Yes.
It's going to be an amazing time for sports.
It is going to be amazing. God damn, I've been doing it all day. It's going to be an amazing time for the show as well. We'll have a big announcement for you guys next week, man. Like we said, spring training is in full effect, and the show, the squad, is about to be in full effect as well. So you stay tuned about that. All right, all right.
All right, so we want to welcome back to the show. It's been a little bit. Natasha with Natasha Just Brittle. How you doing?
I'm well. Thank you for having me back, guys.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming. Yeah, we like to end our show on a good note. We, you know, like a feel-good story. So tonight we decided to go in-house with that. So Natasha, please tell us a little bit about yourself and your business.
All right. Hi, guys. My name is Natasha. I'm also known as the Brittle Queen. I'm a local candy maker. We produce Natasha's Just Brittle. We make artisan chocolates, popcorn. We have our own little production facility on Harford Road, 6615 Harford Road, which also serves as a commercial kitchen. So if any bakers, caterers, food truck owners are out there, you need a place to rent a kitchen to produce your food or your sauce or whatever it is that you make. I'm a licensed facility. Come see me. I can help you with that. Help you level up. Help you level up.
Right.
Okay. It's Hartford, just a little bit south of Northern Parkway.
So. Right on Northern Parkway, like off Northern Parkway and Harford Road, right in the middle of the block. Natasha's Just Brittle. Be more made with pride.
Awesome, awesome. And you're also involved with the community as well, and with the youth in particular. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it's our mission to provide job opportunities for our youth, to help us manufacture, to help our small businesses, small food businesses manufacture our products. So we want to provide job opportunities and some training, some new skill for our youth. We also do cooking classes with the young ones, you know, children 2 to 13. Okay. We do cooking classes to help them learn some healthy habits.
That's
you know, so we do that every third Saturday of the month, from 2:30 to 3:30, right on the premises.
All right, I think you were saying offline that tonight is a bit of an anniversary.
Oh, it sure is. About 2 years ago today, I was featured on the reality show Queen Boss. So I was like, wow, today that was that day.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's an awesome memory.
All right, so do you have any fundraising programs?
Oh, yes, guys. We really, really need your assistance. We are crowdfunding on I Fund Women under Be More Made with Pride Commercial Kitchen. We need your support. We need support for Be More Made with Pride Commercial Kitchen will help up to 40 culinary artisans just with their business. So we just need some support.
That's fantastic. You know, here just a bit outside, we are always about the 410. We like to provide a platform for folks to do so, to put their businesses out there, basically anything that they're trying to do. Mark and I can speak from personal experience. You know, Natasha's the Brittle Queen. The candies are quality, they are delicious, and they are reasonably priced.
Yes.
So for all of y'all who kind of dropped the ball on Valentine's Day, you know, there is still time. I mean, you in the doghouse like shit, but
that calls for 2 boxes.
Right. Yeah. You go over to Natasha's Just Brittle over there on Harford Road, pick up a couple of bags of them Brittles, and maybe get some of those other artisan candies, and it might get your ass out the doghouse.
Just might. Old school approved, QVC approved. We've been featured on both.
All right.
So it's good quality stuff.
And again, one more time, how everybody can reach you and where you are located.
Okay, so you can reach us at www.justbrittles.com. You can get that online, pick it up from the production facility, which is located at 6615 Harford Road. You can also follow us on Natasha's Just Brittle on Facebook. Follow us on BMO Made with Pride Commercial Kitchen on Facebook. You can get us on Instagram at Natasha's Brittle.
Alright, you guys, there you have it. Since we ended that joint on the 410, you already know how we end the show.
Yeah,
Baltimore, spread love, yo. That's all we have for tonight. We'll see you next week on Just a Bit Outside.
Be on time.
Hit that rock, baby. Hit that rock. Y'all have a good week.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is